It's so weird. Wait, am I in? It's so weird. It looks like everybody has left the stream. So this blue thing, I'm trying really hard to make it look like it's just random numbers. In some aspects, that's sort of working out really well, except for I think maybe what I think looks like random is more organized than a real random. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Subject 62. Yeah, it says that there's like 2 people watching. I don't know. I guess that could be you and Mandy. Hey, Rainbow. Nah, you're fine. I was like actually expecting you to be much later. So this bag is meant to hold a phone, so it's a bit wider. In fact, it's actually wide enough that I'm starting to question, did I maybe make it too wide? I'm always second guessing myself. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You missed the thing. Mandy's not doing so well. So she's with us in spirit in chat, but she does not want to be on the live camera Mandy cam, which has made me realize that this cam is sort of broken. So the chat to win thing is showing, but the other one, the secret word game, isn't. So I guess we just have to talk about it. Secret word game is still going, guys. Nobody's figured that one out yet. Yeah, Mandy's got a little buzz going on over there. Oh, don't hug her too much. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, I don't have my calculator right by me. It's about 140 strings, and my string lengths are a third of a skein, so it's 140 divided by 3 to know how many actual skeins are used to make the bag. Yeah, absolutely, Rainbow. Oh man, my early days of bracelet making were often a test to see just if I was still had it in me to be able to continue tying knots in a consistent kind of manner. and then it would turn into how complicated can I make the pattern while under the influences of multiples of things. Good times. Like that the pattern for that I'm doing with the spats. Yeah, I can do that one just almost mindlessly. There's actually a couple patterns like that. Yeah, so this is, again, I still don't know what the 140 divided by 3 is, but yeah, it's a lot of string. I know that it's a lot of string because when I was cutting it up, I was putting it onto bobbins so that way I could mix up the colors and make it look more random. And yeah, that took quite a while. And then I started this bag on Thursday when I suddenly realized, like, oh my God, if I don't get it started, it'll be really hard to do anything for the stream. Plus, I want to get it done. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. So yeah, 47 skeins. I don't know. Like, I guess I need to ask people who don't typically do bigger projects. Does that a lot? It feels like it should be a lot, but then when I look at like some of the other ridiculous things I've done, it's like 47. That's not even 50, you know? Yeah. So yes, it is a lot. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely wider than my phone. The boy I'm making this for, his phone is actually smaller in height, or what do you call it? This direction, the long direction. His is shorter this way, but almost the same width. And my phone is like, yeah, so there's a bunch of space on the sides. It'll fit easily. That's all that really matters. Oh, and then, so 47 skeins, that's just for the body of the bag. At some point, I'm going to have to cut up a dozen or more skeins to make the strap for it. So, yeah, I kind of forgot that there's that. So yeah, it'll be over 50 skeins in all, now that I think about it. Still, it's not like a wall hanging or a pillow. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just bringing it down, nothing but bright knots. Picking a number, kind of maybe looking at the work and seeing, like, you know, getting it to kind of cross over nicely. And then wherever I stop, let's do 2 more here. There's one. Here's another. And then I switch it by bringing in the string over here on the right side. I do a left and then a right. So Debbie, if you use my source for floss out of China, I'm probably paying about 7 cents a skein. So again, I don't have a calculator. 50 times 7 cents. That can't be that much. Well, if it was 10 cents a skein, it would be what, $5, right? Am I right? Really bad at math. Yeah, if it was 10 cents a skein, it would be $5 for 50 skeins. It does, string simply does not cost me much. And it, yeah, $3.50 to make it. That seems like nothing to me, considering how much entertainment I get from using that many strings. Right? I'll be in the office for days making this. Yeah, to me that's good entertainment, and I get to sell it. So that's, you know, sweet. It's going to family, so it's not like I'm going to get like top dollar for it or anything. Yes, you can. You can order it at whichever way you want to. You can, they got a spreadsheet that's got all of the numbers of the color. So like you want the red, it's 666, you want black, it's 310, whatever. And then you put down how many of each one of those things you want, and they will ship it. Even if you pick 447 skeins, you can tell them exactly which colors you want sent to you. Now, that said, I bought the 447 skeins, one of each color, and then I took two tote bags or two tote boxes and enough little bobbins to put 1/4 of each skein wrapped around the bobbin, and then I used all the rest of that string to make bracelets. So the number of bracelets that makes is so many that if you sold all those bracelets for like $5 each, you will have paid for all the string, all the bobbins, and the tote boxes. And now you'll have a sampler to be able to go through and pick whatever colors you want for any project that you want. That's how I did the bag of 144 colors. I did 3 of those, by the way. Well, 2 technically at 144, and then there was the monster bucket bag that used the original 144 colors, and then I threw in basically anything that was left in one of my totes. So yeah, it's, depending on what you need or whatever, you can totally get it through them. Like I said, it's up to you. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, whenever I do the unboxing videos, and I've done a few of them now, you can watch. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm checking the number of skeins that I got against the spreadsheet that we created when we bought them to make sure that everything's there. And so far, I haven't had any problems with the them sending the wrong stuff or anything. So yeah, they're pretty awesome. I think there was only one time, and it was really, really early on, where they got some stuff mixed up, and I told them, you know, they gave us the wrong number or whatever, and that and the only reason I even cared was because it was part of a bigger project, and they were super cool and immediately sent out the floss that was missing. But that was once, and like I said, that was like really early on when we first started using them as a supplier. So yeah, I mean, I don't get any commission for you guys using, you know, my source. So I kind of wish I could, to be honest. Like, if there's ever somebody I wanted to help sponsor this channel, it's them, because I can stand by the product and say it is very rare that I get a skein that's got like a knot in it. I've had that problem with some other suppliers in the past, But this one's been really, really good. The quality of the string is really, really good. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Like they acted like it was super important, where it was just a project that I was doing that didn't matter that much. But yeah, they were really cool about it. Man, there's such a little pile of string here. Like having to be careful not to get my strings in a bunch. One of the neat things is there's like this blue that's coming across is the same shade as the blue that's already here. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's good stuff. I get I like its thickness. That's one thing. Like if I work with DMC now, it just feels so much more delicate, more, you know, I don't know. It's funny to me. I recently, if you guys are watching any of the newest videos, I've been working with some single stranded bracelets, and yeah, those feel kind of funny because I'm so used to doubling up my string that to go single, it just feels like really weird. Yeah. So maybe you guys can answer this. This came up in a discussion here recently on the social media site. The Yeah. What so what's the difference between, say, floss and yarn? Because in my mind, one of the big things about why we can't use yarn for this is that yarn, after you keep pulling at it, pulling at it, pulling at it, the fibers will come apart and you'll break it in half really, like, super easily. But maybe it's just a weird definition or something. Like what is yarn versus floss? God. I think I gotta turn my phone off. You don't get why it does that. Right. Okay. So when I think of yarn, I think unsuitable for knotting. Period. Right. Right. Because somebody recently had said that they were making bracelets with yarn, and I'm like, do you mean embroidery floss? Because yarn is, and they're like, what's the difference? And that hit me so weird because in my mind, just like what you guys said, yarn breaks easy. And like there's wool yarn and cotton and all the other whatevers. But in my mind, what yarn is a kind of string that's been spun, but the fibers are short and makes it prone to being pulled apart. That to me is what yarn is. But I might be working on my own definition, and the rest of the world could be saying something else. Right, Pearl. Oh, hello, new person, Yamal. There. Yeah, yarn is not what you want for this for sure. Like, but like I said, I don't know what the proper definitions are to be able to say why floss versus yarn or It's up there. It's up on the wall right now, the bracelet. I wore it for quite a while. It was getting kind of torn up on the edges, and I was like, nope, I don't want that to happen. So it's on the wall. It's actually hanging on the frame with the Shrimply the Best, and has the Taiwanese flag from the guy who gotten really impressed with my bracelets while making us bracelets while we were in Thailand. We met up with this guy making bracelets in the most simplest manner, and yeah, I do. I would put the owl over there, but there's nothing to stick the magnet to. But yeah, so that whole conversation about yarn versus floss. Tie flag, I'm sorry. My mouth gets going and my brain doesn't catch up. So yeah, that whole conversation about yarn versus floss was over on Blue Sky, which is something that has been made by the guy who started Twitter. The guy who sold Twitter to Elon Musk. So he decided that people really wanted something like Twitter again, which seems to be really true because there's so many people over there. But not a lot of people doing string art. So if you guys want to be like, you know, the first ones over there doing string art on this platform, it would give me something to follow and check out. But yeah, I like it a lot. And so far, I've shared like my first decent image. I've decided that I'm going to spend a little bit of time each day and try drawing. So I talked Mandy into getting me this thing here. Over here in the desk. Check this guy out. He's completely posable. He's got all the little joints move. He's got a little sword and an axe. His head can move and tilt and turn. It's pretty cool. Yeah, he's got like bunch of interesting things with him. So I'm going to try to learn to draw my little robot. And then we'll see where that goes. Because I want to be able, I don't want to be like a great artist. I'm not like worrying about being even, I might play around with little cartoons and stuff. But mostly I just want to be able to, like, if I have an idea and I want to share it with somebody, I want to have the ability to draw it. Yeah. But I want to be able to draw. I just think it's one of those handy skills that, you know, you only get it if you practice it enough. So I'm just taking a little bit of time each day to learn. Oh, right on. So in a moment here, I think I'm going to have to rotate this thing around. I'm getting too far to the left-hand side. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm really getting the completely randomized vibe here. I'm trying. What? I'm seeing potential for, like, oh, look, I can have this color which matches up with that color, kind of jump in there all of a sudden, and that'll be humorous and kind of look kind of neat. I don't think that happens necessarily in the random thing, so All right, let's see if we can rotate this thing around. All right. So now one of the big keys in doing this is to take all the string that you don't need and get just it all off to the side. That's one of the, everybody always asks, like, how come your strings don't get tangled? Well, one of the first things I always try to do, all the strings to the right over here that I'm not using, out of my way. I only have some of the strings that are right here, kind of up front and central. And then as I need more, I can go sort it out or whatever. But just kind of limiting the amount of potential mess definitely helps a whole lot. So a lot of these light colors are really, really super close to each other. Like if I change out, it's going to just look like I, you know, the same colors continuing on really, really long. Really trying to not have that be a thing. And the length of the row that I'm working on is just an arbitrary amount of space. I kind of figured that it could be a ways, but not too long. I didn't want to have to spend too long on any given row. So I just kind of went with what seemed reasonable. There's no, it could have been longer, could have been shorter. It really is a matter of, you know, whatever works. Oh, it is November. I will still be doing a hangout tomorrow. I don't know if Mandy will be able to join us for it. We'll see how she's feeling. But I'll still be around here from about 9 p.m. till midnight, Singapore time. I will be on the Discord. So if you are either a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member, you can come over and hang out and chat. And maybe I'm working on this. Maybe I'm working on the bracelet for my video. I don't know. I'll be playing with something. And if you guys come up with questions and stuff, I've got a dry erase board and other stuff around here. I can maybe help with thoughts and ideas on whatever you guys want to work on. Yeah, I definitely like this a lot. This is way cool. Wow. Is it seriously only been a half an hour of me streaming? It feels. I looked up, I see the clock, and I swear to God, I thought it was like at least 11 already. I don't know. I feel like I've been talking forever. Yeah, this is really looking good. I like this a lot. So one of the things that is definitely happening as I go along, I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a constantly trying to adjust and try to keep things in nice rows and stuff, like just little subtle things about how much tension I use, trying to make up for places where it might have been looser the last time around, or maybe the string is just a little bit different in its circumference. So just trying to balance it all out really, really nice. And part of how I do that is by making sure like this top row is really nice and straight. As long as I keep that, way it's supposed to be, all the rest of the knots that I make will help to hold that together and make that a thing. So. Yeah, I'm definitely not trying to use any particular strings more than others because ideally I don't want to have to add too much floss to the end of these. So that's something I'm kind of working on here. It just yeah, see this one. Hang on. From moving it around or whatever, this knot here wasn't very tight. So when I go to make the next one, it got a little bit weird. So just tighten it up first before I go. That's the nice thing about a chevron. If anything is to loosen after you made a chevron, it's the one at the bottom point. Everything else is held into place by all the previous nuts. So yeah, when you have a flat edge like this, all of the ends can get loose. There's another patch of the same kind of a steel blue. There seems to be like 4 rows. That's kind of cool. So one of the things about this is I bring a color over to the right, and then when I stop doing it, it slowly works its way back to the left. So oftentimes it'll look like the same color kind of just running parallel coming down, which is actually is what's happening. The trick is just to try to mix it up enough that it doesn't seem too obvious and make it kind of randomy. So this color here is kind of mixing up a lot. I'm going to throw this brighter blue. Just to kind of mix it up again. Okay, I'm going to rotate this around just a little bit more. There we go. And again, just get the strings that I don't want out of the way. And the strings that I do want over here. Very, very quiet around here, guys. Let's see. Do. Wow. So the stream over on the vertical actually looks pretty cool. We had like 106 people come through. That's kind of cool. Yeah. It'd be cool if they joined the chat and, you know, actually talk to us, but I guess the vertical one is people just looking for a quick something to view kind of thing. So in the past, to actually make something like this actually truly random, I have used things like a dice inside of a jar. I had one of those dice from the game D&D that's got 10 sides, and I put it into a emptied out spice jar. So just a little round bottle, about, you know, like that, like you would get cinnamon or whatever in. And I would shake it up, you know, and then it would, let's say I rolled a 6. So then I would make 6 knots in a row, and then I would roll the dice again. And I tell you what, that can get on your nerves after a little while. Like, that's just a lot of waiting for a dice to stop and get a number. And so I'm just trying to go random on a sense of feel. Like, yeah, it feels about right. Try another color. I don't know. Looks pretty random to me. I think as long as I don't think about it too much, I think it's going to still look very random. I am making the smallest rows, though. The smallest bit is 3 knots. I didn't really like it when it would just do like little 1s or 2. So I kind of feel like 3 is like the suitable number for the smallest row. You might notice like the top row is just, I just did a half hitch over 2 strands of one of the blues. Well, I guess they're all blue. But I did 2 strands over it all, and that's how I kind of got the top part of this thing started. Oh yeah, it's autumn in the UK. Oh, and you guys had the time changes, right? America keeps getting really, really close to where they're not going to do the time change, and then they still keep doing it. I have no idea why. Like, the farmers hate it. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. We don't have it here because the longest day and the shortest day are about 30 minutes difference between the longest day and the shortest day here. So it's basically right around 12 hours of daylight. Yeah. Yeah. What's the acronym SAD for? Seasonal affected? Seasonal something disorder. I don't know what the A is. So yeah. Oh, so earlier I was talking about Blue Sky. So Blue Sky is Twitter, but it's different. Apparently, there's some of the things that Twitter had aren't present in this one because effective. That's it. So as a result, it's a pretty cool place. There's no giant personalities as of yet. So if you guys join, I will definitely follow you because I'm really not following that much. Just a couple artists that caught my attention early on, but like, you know, Rainbow, with your embroidery and stuff, I'm sure you could get quite a little following over there. It's kind of neat. Uh-oh. My monitor just blacked out on me. Okay. So we got $20 in my pocket. I'm looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. Yeah. So apparently, so okay, I'll explain why I got into it, and kind of gets the whole thing. So apparently, it was when Twitter decided that they were no longer going to let you block people, that a whole bunch of people lost their minds collectively and were like, we're out. That's it. Final straw. And they went to this site. And that's the article that got me to notice, like, what site? Oh, I want to go check that out. So far, I guess they do use the hashtags. But so far, anytime I look up friendship bracelets, all I seem to find are the Taylor Swift friendship bracelets, the beaded things with words and stuff on it. And I'm like, no. Because I'm trying to find like my own people in this group, you know, who people that are be interesting or making interesting things, you know, inspiring me. And that's how I ended up with, I was searching the hashtags, and that's when I got to somebody that was making a friendship bracelet. And I asked them if it was beads or knots, and they're like, why not both? I'm like, well, that doesn't answer anything, does it? That's great. There's something called rabbit hair floss. I think that'll obviously be a no. I have never tried, and now you've got my attention. I am very curious. What is this actually a floss that's made from rabbit hair? Huh. I've never heard of it. I don't know. I feel like I'm about to be all hopped up on some new floss here soon. If there is a chicken floss, does that mean that there's floss or not chicken? There's like a rabbit floss. Does that mean there's other animals like chickens or geese or anything else that they make floss from? 'Cause I'd be down with that. Oh, cool. Cool. I'll check it out. Yeah, but you know, they got the fluff of the feather. Hence the down with it. You guys, yeah, real great jokes. The floofy stuff. Okay, so I had a pet parrot, and the down feathers are just nothing but soft fluff. Like they just doesn't take but up, and they're off flying all over the house, making you sneeze and terrible. But yeah. So now I'm curious. I'm gonna go take a look at my thing here. Ooh. Huh. 500-gram group spiral rabbit hair floss, soft and warm, handmade knitting wool. So it's a form of wool, but it's made out of rabbit hair? Those spools are gigantic. Like, I doubt that you could go through that in any reasonable amount of time, which is probably good for somebody like me. That's a sleeper rocking out with the band. She bumps. Yeah, at this rate, I have so much string in the airplane trolley that I want to kind of get through that I can't imagine buying a giant spool of some kind of string that I've never actually used before. And you know you have to buy two, right? Because otherwise you're only going to have one. You can't even make anything out of that. Yeah, it's hard to say. Well, real thin, as long as it's strong, if it's really, really thin, you can double it up. You can, whatever. Or you can make really intricate little things, which is also very, very cool. But in order to have a pattern, you're going to have at least two colors. And those spools looked enormous. I mean, I could be wrong, but they look really, really big. Wait, can I? So this is it, right? So that thing looks huge. I mean, unless that's a macro shot, these things are ginormous. Oh, and then you join the vertical. You join the other one, so that's it's kind of funny. Yeah. And it sounds like a yarn because it's talked about knitting and for those kind of things, which, again, knitting is a whole different thing from tying knots. But then again, I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that yarn is just a really broad term. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be the stuff that falls apart. But again, I don't know that for sure. And I managed to throw this thing into a knot. The heck did I do? Heck. Hang on. Wow. It just got itself all kinds of flipped around itself. Tried to put itself into a wicked little knot. But I win. I can't imagine half a kg in one spool of yarn or thread or whatever. Like that just seems like a lot. Because I bought 8 kg of floss before, and that was a big old bag. That was huge. I guess the tube in the middle weighs more, but maybe that's not part of what's weighed in. I don't know. That's a lot. Yeah, the only way I'd possibly do that is if there was some way of receiving some kind of samples just to be able to try it out to see if it's any good for anything. Plus, it looks really, really fuzzy, which I think that would be annoying. Yeah. So the cones in half a kg, though, I'm going to guess that the number of colors is a lot fewer. Like, I'm going to guess there isn't the 500 that DMC normally carries. Although, I think that most, if I was to really, like, figure it out, I think I would go with the 144 colors that the one bag used, because those were all made really good combinations, and it wasn't like 5 shades of, off-white. Like a lot of this bag here, they're off-whites. Yeah. So green. For some reason, green is the color that they have the most variety of. And I'm guessing that's because people are doing scenic things, so there's shades for the grass, shades for the trees and the bushes and all the stuff around. Tons and tons and tons of green. Wow. I'd be hard pressed to just stick to 35 colors, but at the same time, as long as it's a wide range of the rainbow of the spectrum plus black and white, I could probably make that work. I'm not sure how that would fit with the airplane trolley, but it would definitely change up some of my routine about getting string ready for when I'm making stuff. Right. If I were to do that, honestly, I think what I would do is I would build some kind of a board backdrop behind me using like some 2x4s and some plywood, and possibly paint it all up really nice, but drill holes for dowels for the big spools to sit on. So that way it'd be really easy to come along and pull off, a meter or three at a time. So I don't know if any of you guys are into like rock or whatever music this is, but have any of you guys heard the new stuff from Linkin Park where there's a chick singing for them now, replacing that dude that, unalived himself? It's it's not bad, but it's like listening to a whole different band now. It's so different. Where it used to have a very angry boy vibe. It's a girl. Still cool. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like I had to look up to see like, okay, who's singing this? Oh, right, Linkin Park. Right. Isn't there? There's another band that got the lead took a girl, right? Rat. I'm pretty like the dude that used to sing. Right. Right. Um, I think Rat was another band where you had the glam boys that did the high notes and broke his vocal cords and stuff, and now they got a girl singing for them. All right, guys, rather than doing the puzzle game, I guess we'll skip it this week. We don't have that many people, but I do need to take a quick break, so I will be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. So funny. I still have the thing that says that you can buy me a Hershey pie. But truth is, I've been by Burger King a few times here lately, and I have yet to get myself one because I'm honestly really trying to diet and slim down a little bit. Doesn't mean that I'm not eating things that are, not fattening, but I am avoiding certain things. Really? You guys have McRibs? I don't think I've ever had one in my life. And then like suddenly everybody's like losing their mind that they're gone and how awesome they were or whatever. And I've never tried one. I've never, like, it's just not been available. Like I never see them. That's crazy. Yeah, but I bet you we've had, yeah. The over here we have a samurai burger, and there's a couple other ones that come around, like for short. Oh, the prosperity burger, that's at Chinese New Year. There's a samurai one. Prosperity burger's got like a lot of, there's like a pepper sauce on it. If Mandy's still there, maybe she can tell me what the other ones are. Prosperity, samurai, and I think there might be another. Oh, there's something around National Day, I think. Oh, and they did try a vegetarian thing for a little bit. That didn't last long. Hey, Lily made it. That's cool. Hi, Lily. So it's a little quieter on here, Lily. Mandy's not feeling well, although she's kind of nearby, or was. She may have gone to lay down. I don't know. She wasn't feeling too good. Hey, Lily, didn't you go on You were going on a trip the last time we saw you. How'd that go? Me too, Debbie. I like Lincoln Park as well. Actually, right now I got some Motley Crue playing in my ear. Oh, wow. That's different. Debbie, same. Absolutely same. So wait, swimming with pigs. I don't know where it was, but I saw a video once where they made a ramp that just kind of goes back and forth, up and up and up. And the pigs would climb up this ramp, get up to the top, and then jump and land in the water. And they weren't being made to do it. They just liked doing it. And they're doing like little piggy belly flops into the water. It was amazing. I don't know if that's like the pigs that you were swimming with, but yeah, that kind of reminds me of. I can imagine doing some cannonballs along with the little piggies. Oh, that's. Wow, voice activated TV sounds fun. I'm old enough to remember TVs that had a clicker. They were technically a little bit before my time. Or, well, no, I can't say that. They would have been around when I was a kid, but they were so expensive that I wouldn't discover them until my teenage years. And I got somebody's hand-me-down. So there's a TV, and it had like a remote control little box, about, a little smaller than the cell phone size, with a thing on there that simply makes a loud clicking sound. And that click would make it jump to the next channel. So if you were on 2, it'd go to 3, to 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 12, back down. That thing, if you had a sound on the television that was a loud click, it would automatically change the channel. And if you didn't want to get off your chair, you'd have to go all the way around to get back to where you were. Otherwise, you'd get up and like turn it back the other way. That was weird. Those different times back then. Completely different times. When I was about 7 or so, I got to inherit the family's old black and white television, which upset my sisters greatly because as far as they were concerned, they were never allowed to have a TV in their room. Why should I be allowed to have one? But I was a good kid. I didn't, you know, I kind of stayed to myself and just was in my own room anyways. So they let me have the TV. Watched a lot of Gilligan's Island on that thing. Yeah, Debbie, you did? Wait, there's somebody called I Hate AKAAWOL? That's an interesting name. Are you somebody I know? How do you do that? Yeah, I was a big fan of the Gilligan's Island, except for I couldn't figure out why they couldn't just fix the boat. They built all those other things. Okay, cool. I kind of wanted to know who would go to that much trouble to make a title like that. That's sort of weird. Somebody went to some work just to do. That's weird. Of all the different possible ways of trying to get a hold of me to send a message. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Weird. Did Lily change her name? Because it says Lily Sunset was the at thing for that thing. That's really weird. Weird. Yeah, I think it was Lily just changed her name. Like apparently my story of TV with clickers got boring, so she turned it to something weird. Like that's I don't get it. Okay. Gonna take you anymore. Condescending. Your was never ending. Yeah, Twisted Sisters on the radio now, and oh man, trolls be trolling. Oh show. Well, thank you, Rainbow. Yeah, I'm it's kind of hard for me to kind of run the show and be entertaining and doing stuff all at once. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting there. Well, let's hope I'm getting famous for the right reasons and not the wrong ones. I do know that, like, there is a group of people out there who know of me or whatever. Like, there was on Reddit, somebody told me, they're like, yeah, I was telling my colleague about, you know, they were talking about friendship bracelets and stuff. And he went to tell his colleague about a guy that's making pillows and stuff. And they're like, oh, you're talking about AKAAWOL. Like, yeah, I know who that is. I was so blown away by that story. Like, that was like, wow, that's pretty cool. When you try to flex and talk about somebody and it's me and they already know who I am, like, that's, yeah. Right, right. Yeah, people are weird. Yeah. I think we were almost gone all the way around this thing with this nice big wide line that we put in here, which is good. I'm kind of pleased with the outcome. I don't know how much time I'll get to do this during the week. I got to get cranking on the videos again. by the way, if you guys have some patterns that you think that would be kind of fun to see me try to alter or come up with something different from, I'm looking to do some blindside creations again. So basically, like I said, I started this on Thursday. I worked on it a little bit yesterday and now tonight. So I'd have to say that the amount of progress for the little bit of time that I put into it has been really pretty good. Almost time to give it another rotation. I want to get a little bit further because the thing on the top there kind of gets in the way. Wait, when you mute somebody like that, can they still watch this channel, but then like they can't say anything? Is that how that works? So weird. I don't know how any of this stuff works. Seems like I should. Okay. Right on. I just kind of wanted to know, no hard feelings. Just, you know, that's just not a cool way to do things. We're it's not our thing, you know. Yeah. So here we are. We're almost to the edge again.
2 hours later.
Wow. So we only have. Oh, this is so weird. I don't get it. And one part of my screen, it says there's 2 people watching, and another part it says 4. And then there's 2 on the other stream. 1. That's weird. And I get why. Okay. Ooh, now it says 5. Well, it says 5 and 3. I'll go with that. It says, well, hello, whoever has joined us. We're having fun with a blue bag that's just taking a while to make. Wow. I don't know if you guys seen what song is playing, but I haven't heard this in a little while. uh, my son is of age that he could potentially be marrying and having kids and stuff, and it wouldn't be too frowned upon by the American culture. So yeah, we're all getting older. Yeah, what year did the real Slim Shady come out? Like this is the first song that I really think I took any notice of Eminem. Yeah, right on. So it was a year and a day? No, 2 years and a day. 2001. 2 years and a day from my son's birthday. My son was February 22nd, 2001. My ex filed for divorce on his birthday, on his 5th birthday. Like, I was just like, seriously, you did it on his birthday? And she's like, yeah, the lawyer asked if that was going to be a problem. And I was like, no. Wow. So on this particular project I'm doing, there was a moment early on when I started it where I was trying to figure out a number. If I did the same number of knots going around, that it would use all of the string evenly. I figure it has to be like an odd number, but I'm not sure if it has to be like a prime number, like 7 or something, or like what particularly would make that work. But yeah. No, kids raising kids is never good. No, I could not watch the whole thing. I watched a lot of it, but it was just Joe Rogan was trying to pitch some real softballs, and Trump just doesn't have it in him to take the stuff. And when he was talking about somebody and neither of them knew who he was talking about, and like, never mind, we'll figure it out later, I was just like, what? Hello? So yeah, the problem I see with kids raising kids is kids don't know why parents did the stuff that we do as a parent. You know, why we have curfews, why we make sure that they get adequate, good night's sleep, all the different things. They just feel like everybody's mean to them and they don't get to have their own way. And so then, like, families that have a good, strong whatever and wait to have kids till they're later kind of figure it out. And they have traditions that can be handed down from generations to help instill good values into kids. But as soon as that breaks by having a 13-year-old having a child who doesn't know what is going on, you're all the hard work of, all those other generations are out the window. It's gone. And it starts fresh from there with them trying to figure out how to make their ways through life. My sister, stepsister, natural mom's husband's daughter from previous marriage, kind of sister. She had been given a pretty terrible life, got treated like a stepdaughter for many, many, many years. So her idea of what raising a child was to basically not guide her kids at all and let them just do whatever the heck they wanted. And they basically were little hellions that got in all kinds of trouble and whatever. And it just went too far the other way, like instead of trying to figure out what was best, she just kind of threw her hands up and like, oh, well, too bad. I would not be surprised to hear like those kids went to jail or, other problems with the law or whatever, because they were just so bad. Mind you, my mom was firm but fair, and if I was getting in trouble for something, I could ask why, what have I done wrong, and I would get a reasonable answer and explain, what I had done wrong and how I could act different. I could learn from my whatever transgression. So yeah, no, don't even get me started. I'm very much feel like people need to take time to become a good parent. But like, you guys got me started now. My ex was the kind of person who would butcher basic cliches, right? Like, she once said that her daughter didn't have 2 pennies to pee on. And if I told her, look, no, you got that wrong. It's, you don't have 2 pennies rubbed together, or you don't have a pot to piss in. That's the real thing. She would get upset with me. Not like, no thanks for helping her to correct it so she could say it right in the future. No. outright proper anger at me for correcting her. Like, what's wrong with the way she said it? Is, well, because you're taking two different cliches, mashing them together, and ending up with an end result that's nobody was going to recognize, and that other people might actually laugh at you because what you said is really stupid, and I'm trying to teach you the right ways. And she would just lose her mind over this kind of stuff. Like, that's probably the biggest reason why we got divorced, was the fact that, you know, we just couldn't get along on simple, basic things without it becoming an argument. And it wasn't like I was trying to be argumentative or trying to make her feel stupid. I just wanted her to be able to not say that kind of stuff in public. You know, people who can't handle criticism or be corrected are the worst. If I was to say something wrong, if I kept saying specifically, I would hope that somebody would come up and say, Kevin, dude, no, Pacific is the ocean. Specific is that thing that you're trying to say. You know, I would want that. I would want to be corrected, because otherwise, because there's very little that makes it so other people can recognize, like, if this guy's smart, this guy's dumb. There's very, very little, because most of it aren't going to be your actions, your hand motions, or anything else. What it's going to be is the way you speak. If you have a brain surgeon that says, how y'all doing, you're going to question them a bit, you know? That's why typically most brain surgeons don't do that, you know? They don't. They want to be perceived as smart. They are smart, you know? Except for maybe that one guy that was appointed in Bush's cabinet. I forgot what his name was, but that guy just seemed like he was always like sleepy. I don't do many alphas. I did an alpha bag that actually sold recently. My alpha bag finally sold. Get that thing. Oh my God! I could send, if I made the bracelet. Or had somebody make that bracelet, I could send that to her daughter, the person who didn't have the 2 pennies to pee on. That would be hilarious. Oh my God. I know. Hey, Just String Things made it. Oh, that's who said that. Oh, hello. Hey, Just String Things. Yes, that would be an awesome troll. I caught what you had said about the making this bracelet. Didn't see who had said it. So, hey, yeah, welcome. Yeah, I just realized this is coming into the time of year where with the time zone things, nice. Where the time zone things, it's going to make it harder for a lot of people to actually tune in to the thing. Oh, I could have that up on the wall behind me. I've been thinking about making some video shorts about some of the stuff that's behind me, just because I feel like you guys, not everybody kind of knows some of the lore of the things that are back there. honestly, in order for me to do it, I'd have to go and find me like one of those sampler things so I could get the alphabet to do it right. So you could try to wing it, but obviously, if you get a hold of somebody's already prepared alphabet, it would be a whole lot easier. Here, let me rotate this again. Oh, right on. Oh, cool. Minus, well, oh my God. That's, yeah. Like I said, I get it. People make mistakes. I am not above making mistakes. If I make a mistake, I would prefer it if somebody would pull me aside quietly and say, hey, that's not how that's said. And I'd be like, cool, thank you. And I would legitimately really mean that thank you, like sincerely appreciating it. Because I can't understand anybody who would want willingly to proceed in an ignorant way that makes them come off sounding uneducated. I never finished high school. I never got all my credits needed to finish high school. My ex had finished high school, had the diploma, had more, you know, according to societies, whatever. She should be way ahead of me. But yeah, no, can't say a simple sentence without screwing it all up and then feeling inferior when corrected. Oh, just string things. Mandy is maybe here. It's hard to say. She's not been feeling really well. She may have cracked a rib from coughing. Either that or she's pulled a muscle really bad. They were the X-rays were inconclusive. We went up to the hospital yesterday, and they gave her some meds to help her feel better. So she's probably kind of floating her way through a tennis match in the other room. Either that or she's laid down again. Earlier, she had the medicine was kind of wearing off or whatever. She started coughing and it hurt, so she had to lay down. Yeah. Yeah, so I was working on this yesterday for a couple hours in between hospital. Like, I went up there and waited for like a long time, and then they like, no, it's going to be a few hours. You can go home. And so I started working on this because I couldn't think of anything. My brain would just completely like, oh no, what do I do? So I worked on this. And I had like all kinds of other stuff that I should have been doing. But yeah, I kind of got a start on this, which I kind of really need to do because this is a commissioned job. So yeah. So wait, in America, when was the time change thing? Is that this weekend, or thought it happened on Saturday nights? No, I don't know. Yeah, I think they changed when it happens. They may put it later in the year, but I have no idea when. We don't. I haven't had to do it in what 13 years of being here in Singapore, so I'm really not one to ask for this kind of stuff because I have no clue. Yeah, I think that's how it used to be in the States, but they changed it. So now we're getting into the area where it kind of started off at. Yeah, it does. So this is, if I just bring this to a flatness, I'll have to bring out the thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start making the rows the same length and bring it up again. Yeah, I don't know if there's any real reason to have daylight savings anymore. I've heard a bunch of stupid stories about like why it's in place, whether it's saving candlelight or energy or the hours for trading in, when it comes to the, NASDAQ and those things. I don't know. I have a good trick to help you with seasonal depression. Go to a greenhouse on any day off, any day that you can. Do that as frequently as possible. Greenhouses are magical. It can be the dead of winter. It can be stupid cold outside. It can be whatever. You go into a greenhouse, it's sunny and warm, even on a cloudy day, and it feels awesome. It used to be my surefire way of getting over that whole feeling I would get in the wintertime. Used to take the family, let them like wander around. Just sometimes we go to the ones where they're trying to sell us stuff, or I'd go to the one where on Belle Isle in Detroit, Michigan, there's a great big greenhouse that's like open to the public. It's beautiful, like amazing stuff. Also went to the one in Ann Arbor that was part of the college. Yeah. So I made a lot of progress here tonight. I've gotten all the way around. I kind of had this just built up as a small little diamond over on this side to be able to start this thing off. I wasn't that far along when we got into this. Wait, aren't you in the land of where that just became legal again? And if you do a small greenhouse, nice. If I had a small greenhouse, I would just have enough room for one of those, I think they call it a glider. It's like a bench that kind of can go back and forth. Is that a glider? Am I saying it? Am I right? I feel like I'm right. Right. Yeah, I could go for one of those chairs, honestly. It's like the ADHD of chairs. Just keep moving. Wow. Well, considering you can make giant plants, that's how they used to. It used to be like that in Alaska. My brother-in-law had been there for visiting a buddy from the war or whatever. I don't know if you can see it, but this is starting to come out from this straight line over here. So we're kind of bringing it back up so that to like what will be the next level of me going around this thing. So yeah, this thing has got to be able to fit a phone. So yeah. We used to grow lavender when I was a kid growing up. My mom would go through, and after like the flowers all dry, she'd snap it off and turn it upside down and just shake all the seeds out and take all of the other parts. Yeah. So she'd shake all the seeds back into the flower bed, and then she would take whatever was left and just like it started like putting it all in a bucket, and eventually she'd break it all down and make these little pouches that we would put into our sock drawer or our underwear drawer. And every time you open up the drawer, you know, you get shuffled around and crunched, and you get this lovely smell of fresh lavender. It was awesome. I like seriously get triggered by smelling lavender now as an adult and thinking about like the sock drawer when I was a kid. Take care, Debbie. It was nice that you hung out as long as you did. Thank you. What time do we get? 41. Okay. So this is coming along. I like it. You know, me spin it just a little bit more. Oh yeah? What's going on with that? Just drinking. Oh no. So are they going to be able to do any kind of surgery or something to help put that back? I don't know how ligaments repair. I kind of under the impression that they don't without a little bit of help. Yeah, it's typical American BS. Try to avoid paying. Everybody pays into the insurance until suddenly it's, you know, oh, nope. I hate that. Mandy went to the hospital yesterday. She got x-rays done. She had blood tests done because she had a low-key fever going on. And blood tests, all kinds of other stuff going on. Then she got the pain meds. And I mean, she got like a whole stack of like things to take, all this stuff. It came out to less than $150. And that's not with insurance. That's the actual cost. Like you can pay cash or you can use your Medisave or whatever it is, the insurance thing. But straight up, 150 bucks. Like I can't even imagine what the cost of that would have been, you know, in the States. Well, first off, if I was in the States, we wouldn't live close enough to a hospital in the first place. So it'd probably been $150 just to get a ride there. So yeah, I don't know. How much is an MRI in the States? Because it might be worth, you know, biting the bullet and doing your own MRI if it means you're going to get the proper care no matter whatever. You know what I mean? I can't remember why I had to have an MRI here. It wasn't that expensive here. Something about, I think it started from my heart trouble, the AFib. And then they did a thing checking out my heart and whatever. And like there was something like maybe one of my liver or something looked off, and they wanted to see a better view of that, thought there might be something wrong, and then discovered that it was just like a birth defect in my liver, like how it bonded together or whatever. So I'm actually fine. But they actually shared it with my other doctor, so I could actually see like the spot in my back where I have a ruptured disc. It actually, you can see it as like a dark area on my spine. It was kind of cool. Is it really that much? Holy crap. I kind of really want to know how much it cost when I just got mine done. I want to say it was like 150 tops. 175 maybe? It would be cheaper for you to get on a flight to Singapore and get an MRI done here and then fly back home than it would to get an MRI done in the States. Holy cow. If that doesn't, I don't understand, man. Oh, so even if Mandy can't make it tomorrow, there'll still be the hangout at the 9 till midnight Singapore time. Right. So yeah, we'll still have the hangout, even if it's just me. At least that's the plan so far. So yeah, it'll be from 9 p.m. Singapore time to midnight. So yeah. And then next week's schedule's up. I'm off on Monday. I don't know what days. I have to look at it again. Wait, I can do that. Schedule is Monday off, Wednesday off, Friday off. So yeah, kind of the same old things. The schedule is actually over on the, what page is that? Oh, community tab on YouTube. So if you ever get to wondering, I don't have scheduled times because things are too chaotic for that. I have to do a workout in the mornings and do laundry some days and just all kinds of stuff, like endless amounts of things going on over here. In fact, that reminds me, that's the first thing I got to do tomorrow morning. I got to do laundry. Now I'm kind of flattening it back out again. I kind of feel like I could keep doing this for a while, but I kind of also want to go check on Mandy, and I do have to kind of get up early tomorrow. So there's that. So let me finish up this row. Yeah, I think these 3 colors in a row are almost the same. That's crazy. All right, guys. So before I get out of here, I do want to thank my Patreon supporters and my YouTube members for making all of this stuff possible. This is, you know, I what, 47 skeins just to make the body of this bag, plus, I don't know, another 5 or 10 to make the strap. So lots and lots of string needed all the time, guys. So I can't thank you guys enough for all your support. I will be back tomorrow night for the member stream, and then through the week with the other stuff. Yeah, I hope she does as well. I'm scared for her when she gets in pain like this. So, yep. Okay, Rainbow, don't worry if you can't. I understand completely. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, it's no fun. And she's still coughing. So every time she coughs, she's like, has these like sudden spasms of pain. So yeah, it's pretty rough. So, all right, guys, thanks a lot. And yeah, as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.
You can't power me off if you can't catch me. Ha ha ha.